Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. We're back to our ever-familiar setting of the Cthulhu mythos today, as we're playing the Cards of Cthulhu by DVG. In this game, we have four cults that are trying to awake their ancient ones, and we need to make sure that they don't succeed. So they will need a lot of minions to perform the ritual. So we have the four ancient ones that we're taking on are Arwasa, Cthulhu, Chognar Foggin, and Yog-Sothoth. Yog-Sothoth is our opponent, of course, for Christmas in Arkham. And the investigator that we're playing as today is we're playing as the priest today. Special ability for the priest is you may reroll health die ones. Health dice are the green dice that we have. I believe, yes. The green dice are our health dice. Just wanted to make sure I had that straight. So with that all set, we are all set. So let's jump right into this. And I've got my buddy Cthulhu down here to help me track which cult I'm going after. I'll put my Crochet Cthulhu to the outside of the cult that we're attacking. So let's draw our first four cards and see where they're going. And we have, oh boy. We've got two horrors right off the bat. We've got a minor horror for Cthulhu on Arwasa, a major horror going to Chognar Foggin, along with a Bayaki and a deep one going to Yog-Sothoth's board. We didn't have anything to purchase there. No horrors are awakened. We probably want to go to Arwasa's board and stop that horror from waking up. We can skip the awakened horrors and the sanity loss. We go right into combat. I think we are going to go up to Arwasa's board. So we get our 3 dice. I just want to put 2 on that minor horror to stop that from waking up. We'll probably plan on launching a second attack on Chognar Foggin's board, but let's see what happens on the attack on Arwasa. Okay, we'll even do it with a matching pair. So we'll put those 2 dice on that minor horror, and that will give us 2 experience, which will immediately spend that 2 experience to pick up a hurry, and we'll make an attack on Chognar Foggin's board. And here I will spend another 2. Do I want to spend 1 or 2? I think we'll spend 1 to get a spirit die. This way I can hopefully put a 3 on the Bayaki and then any 3 on this major horror to keep that from being a problem. Okay, that'll work. So we can I'll put the 5 on the Bayaki, and then I'll put a run on the 3 horror. On the major horror, so I'll get the experience. I'll get the coin I spent to buy a spirit die, and then another 3 coins for defeating the beast in the pit on Chognar Foggin's board. So all of those are gone, and I'm not able to make another attack on Yog-Sothoth's board, so that'll do it for the turn, which means we'll bring my buddy Cthulhu back down to the turn order. I'm going to bring this over here. Then we go through outcome check. Defeat check is not a thing. Victory check is also not a legit thing here. So now we're drawing cult cards once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the spirit dice in this part of the tray for the time being. I'll throw those in the cup, and then we'll see what we've got for our next cultist. Okay, we've got an unspeakable horror going to Yog-Sothoth's board, along with a deep one. That takes 4. A Zathagora going to Cthulhu's board, and the journalist. We can spend 1 to recruit her, and I think we will. When you slay a horror, draw and discard 1 card. Whoever said the pen was mightier than the sword never had to fight a creature like this. Actually, do we want the journalist as a follower? You do not gain You do not gain experience if the card is an item or a follower. Okay. So it looks like draw and discard, so we're theoretically going through the deck faster. I will spend the experience to recruit the follower. We don't have any horrors that are awake, no sanity loss. I think we will launch an attack on Yogg-Sothoth's board, and I will spend, I think, 3 experience to get 3 spirit dice. Mainly because I'm going to try to take out both of those deep ones and that unspeakable horror on Yogg-Sothoth's board. So let's see what happens here. That kind of went about as well as I could have hoped for. So I believe that's any 4 dice. I believe that's any dice that can be assigned to a sleeping horror, right? There's awake. Attacking minions. You can place multiple dice from your combat roll on a minion. So you can place multiple dice attacking awake horrors. You may, by placing dice, you have to place the number of dice equal to the horror's combo value. Okay. So we just have to place dice on there. So I'll put a 4 on a deep one, a 5 on the other deep one, and then we'll put the other 3 dice on the unspeakable horror, which will give me a total of 6 experience. Because 4 for the unspeakable horror, and then 2 more for each individual minion for a total of 6 experience. And that's how we'll do that. No need to launch a second attack on Cthulhu's board. And actually, since we slayed a horror, we slayed an unspeakable horror, draw and discard a card. That's Amigo that would have gone to Cthulhu's board. Speaking of Cthulhu, we'll bring our buddy down. We'll bring my buddy down, and then we'll loop through defeat and victory checks once again. But again, not a thing. So now we're back to drawing cult cards. Let's see what we get on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And okay, we've got 2 minions going up to Cthulhu's board. We're probably going to have to launch an attack there. Cursed cubes pay 2 experience or do no rerolls this turn. I think we will pay the 2 experience for that. And we'll recruit the doctor, which will let us heal a wound if we spend 2 experience. I'll need my medical bag to treat something like this. We only get the experience if these go off, I believe. Let me just double check that. Purchase item and followers. Card terms. I'm just working on double checking this, but I think cursed items. Discard the cursed item once you resolve its effect. Okay, so we discarded that, but that still doesn't tell me if I believe I got experience for dealing with these cursed items. Presumably, I thought there was something in here about it. So if we deal with it, purchase items and followers, that's still not telling me what I want to know. Maybe there's something in the example of play? No, of course not, because that would make my life too easy. There's no scoring there. Don't purchase an item or follower, so we get 1. So it looks like we get no experience because we dealt with that. Then I will make an attack up on Cthulhu's board. Skip Awaken Horrors and Sanity Loss. And I think we're going to spend 3 coins to get 3 spirit dice because we're going to need a lot of dice. We got a lot of big rolls on Cthulhu's board. We need all the dice we can get to deal with all of that. Let's see. Do we have enough to defeat it all? I think the answer is no. So we can re-roll anything that's not a wound, I believe. You may pick up, you can't re-roll anything that rolled, may pick up any dice that you wish to re-roll. So we'll definitely use the 6. Actually, no. Because if I do that, let's see, 5, 4, that's a 9, so that can go on the... So we've got a 6 that I can put on the Migo, a 9 I can put on the Zathagora. Let's re-roll these 3 dice. I'm trying to get a 10 that I can use to defeat the Shoggoth. That's a 10 total, by the way. You can't roll a 10 on a traditional D6. But I can very easily roll a 10 on 2 dice. So the 5, 4 will go on the Zathagora, the 6 on the Migo, and the 10 total on the Shoggoth, which means we get another 3 experience. So basically, we make back the coins that we spent to get the spirit dice. Boards right now are completely empty, but we still have plenty of cards left in the deck. So once I reorganize that, we are drawing once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the followers down. Oh, geez, we've got 2 horrors. We've got both of them going to Chognar Foggin's board. We've got a minor horror and an unspeakable horror. The priest, I definitely want the Sword of the Crusader because I want one free spirit die each turn. Sounds like a very good thing to have. 3, 4, 5. So we will definitely buy that. And the priest, which would let me reroll spirit die ones. Actually, let's bring my buddy Cthulhu back down, and sure. We'll recruit a second priest onto the team. Then we'll make an attack on Chognar Foggin's board, since I'm going to try to keep at least the minor horror from waking up. Preferably the unspeakable horror as well. I do get a free spirit die. Yeah, this is probably fine. We've got enough dice that I can probably knock out the unspeakable horror here. Or do I knock out the minor horror first? Because I've definitely seen it happen where we just have enough minions come out to just wake up actually either horror. So I think we will take out the unspeakable horror right off the bat. Well, I've basically got the coast clear to do that. So we'll get 4 coins back for that. I could spend to make a second attack on, presumably on the same board. Let me look here. Let's see, purchase, magic spells. To perform another attack on any board. So yes, I think I will spend 2 of my experience to make another attack on Chognar Foggin's board. And I need any 2 dice to defeat this minor horror. As long, of course, as we don't roll a 1 on the spirit die, but I will take my pair of 2 and we'll put that on the minor horror, which will give me 2 experience. I would have to set aside a health die, except I'll spend that 2 experience on the doctor to just heal a wound. So now that'll keep the board all clear. And once again, we go through outcome checks. No, not a thing for either one. So now we're drawing cult cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see what we get here. We've got a minor horror going to Cthulhu's board. A cultist and a cultist leader going to our Wasa's board. and a cultist going to Yog-Sothoth's board. So I think we'll make an attack on our Wasa's board first. I've got everything in there. I need a 2 and a 5. Which I get that easily. So I'll put the 3 on the cultist and the 5 on the cultist leader, which will give me 2 experience for defeating the minions. I'll immediately spend that 2 experience to go to purchase a hurry, and we'll go make an attack on Cthulhu's board. Nope. As I drop my body die. Let's see if we can take out that minor horror. I was going to say, preferably without taking any damage, but we can easily, and we'll put a run on Sabaoth the Elder to get another 2 experience back. Okay. Once again, looping through combat. Not a thing there. Well, we just did combat. Outcome check, not a thing. So now we're drawing cult cards again. One, two, three, 4. All right. Now we probably should make an attack on... We've got 2 minions going to Yog-Sothoth, 1 going to our Wasa, and 1 going to Cthulhu. I think we will go ahead and make an attack on Yog-Sothoth's board. And I will spend... 2, 3, 7 is theoretically not a huge ask on 4 dice, but I think just to make sure, I'll spend a coin. I'll spend an experience to get a spirit die. Okay, that was, yeah, that'll work very nicely. 4 going on the cultist, a 4 going on the Bayaki, and 2 6s going on the Lampefts on Yog-Sothoth's board. That's 3 experience over to me. And do I want to make another attack? I don't think I need to. So I think we'll go ahead and skip that. Once again, we go through outcome check. So now we're drawing cards. Once I put everything back in, let's see what we've got. Oh joy, we've got a gate to Yog-Sothoth, which we will probably be trying to clear that if we can. And we've got a Bayaki going to Chognar Foggin's gate. Let's see what we've got here. Disruption Ritual, I could spend that to draw... I could pick that up for 3, which I will... Actually, we should have had 2 fewer cards, so we'll draw and discard 2 cards from the Journalist Follower. I've not been doing a good job remembering that. So a Gate to Cthulhu and a Cultist are gone. Let's see, what do we want to do here with these items? I think we'll grab the Ritual Dagger and the Otherworldly Idol. And we'll let the Disruption Ritual go, so I'll get a coin back for that. Then I will... Let's move to combat. We'll make an attack on our Wasa's board. An 8 on 4 dice is not a terrible ask at all. Which we roll that... actually, yeah, we did roll that Exactsies. So we will defeat the Leng Spiders on our Wasa's board. I'll spend the experience I got there, plus 2 more, to discard this, to seal this gate to Yog-Sothoth. So I don't think we get anything for sealing that gate. Can we purchase this? On our targeted cult board, so we actually can't do that on Yog-Sothoth. We'd have to make an attack. So I still have the 2 coins. So I still have the 2 coins there, plus I have the 1, which I'll spend 1 and a coin to move down to Yog-Sothoth, and now I'll spend the 3 experience to get rid of that gate. So it looks like I do have to Destroy an unprotected gate card on your targeted cult board. So yeah, we had to make a second attack on Yog-Sothoth. But we are all clear there. Outcome and victory check is not a thing. So now we're rolling dice. Or now we're drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yikes. We've got a Zathagora going to Chognar Foggen. 1 to Yog-Sothoth. Migo to Arwasa. And a Cursed Temple. We either slay a follower or use no magic spells this turn. I think we're going to use no magic spells this turn, so we'll get 1 experience back for that. And we'll make an attack on Chognar Foggen's board. Plus a 3 and a 9 on 4 dice. Should not be a huge ask anyway. Let's see what we get, though. Okay. So, yeah, that actually does that. Yes, that does work. We'll put the 4 and the 5 on the Zathagora and the 6 on the Bayaki. So that'll give me 2 experience back. And then I wasn't using spells this turn because I let the Cursed Temple do its thing. So I'll bring my buddy Cthulhu back. We have no outcome check here, so now we're drawing cards again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And here, ooh. We've got a cultist and a Migo going to Arwasa's board, Lang Spiders and a cultist going to Cthulhu's board. I think we are going to make an attack on Cthulhu's board first. Theoretically, I'll get the experience I need to go make an attack on Arwasa's board. That's the plan here anyway. I will spend 2, 8, 2 on 4 dice is not a big ask, but I'll spend an experience for a spirit die just to make things, just to give myself a little bit of peace of mind. Let's see what we get, though. Okay, so did we beat that, I think? Yeah, we can beat that. So a 6 and a 2 on the Lang Spiders, a 6 each on the cultists. So we get 3 experience back. I'll spend 2 of those to go make an attack on Arwasa's board. 6, 2, 6 on 4 dice is not a huge ask, but again, similar to what I did last time, on Cthulhu's board, I'll spend an experience to get a spirit die just for peace of mind. So let's see what we're doing on Arwasa's board. Okay, I think we managed to pull that one off as well. Yes, we did. So we'll put a 6 on one of the Migo. We'll put a 5 and a 3 on the other Migo, and a 4 on the cultist, which will give us 3 experience back. Then we're done with the turn. Once again, outcome check is not a concern right now. And we're drawing cult cards. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We've got a cultist leader going to Chognar Foggen's board. Lang Spiders going to Yog-Sothoth. We've got an option for an Elder Sign and or an Explorer. Roll before choosing a cult board. I'll get you where you want to go. He costs 2. I will definitely pick him up. I'll also grab the Elder Sign because that'll let me discard instead of suffering a sanity loss, even though we've been very much holding the sanity at bay. So we can do our roll. I will pick up a spirit die. Actually, yeah. If I can get a decent amount of damage, I'll make our attack over on Yog-Sothoth. Normally, you would choose your board, then roll, but because I picked up the Explorer, then I can actually reverse that. So I can do my roll first, then let me just make sure that's how it works. Once during your combat step, you can roll your dice before deciding which board to attack. Okay. Yowza. So that lets me, so with the priest, with my priest as my investigator, I can reroll health die ones. And then the priest as a follower lets me reroll spirit die ones. So I'll pull, let's actually reroll, do I want to risk that too, causing me a wound? I think I'm just going to reroll everything. But I'm bound by this result. Let's see, does that work better? I think it does. So we will make our attack on Yog-Sothoth's board. We'll put the 5 and the 3 on the Leng Spiders, and the 6 and the 4 on the Zathagora, which will give me 2 experience back. And I don't think anything else is terribly pressing right now, so we will let that go. We'll skip through the hurry up option. And then we're drawing cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we get here. All right, we've got a minor horror going to Yog-Sothoth, a major horror going to Yog-Sothoth as well, a deep one going to Cthulhu, and a Bayaki going to Arwasa. We'll pick up a spirit die, because I'm pretty sure I just need 5 dice to be able to defeat both the horrors on Yog-Sothoth's board. Uh-oh, we've got a problem. I'll reroll the spirit die 1, or the health die 1, because the priest says I can as the investigator. Okay, that's a little better. We'll make an attack on Yog-Sothoth's board. We'll put the 1, 2 on the minor horror, and then the other 3 dice on the major horror while they're both asleep. We'll get a total of 5 experience back, but we'll spend the experience from the minor horror to heal the wound, so we don't have to discard a die. And now we get to now that I'm actually paying attention to the journalist, we get to draw and discard 2 cards, 1 for each horror. So that's a Gate to Chognar Foggin going away, and a 7 strength Lampeth that would go to Cthulhu's board going away. That is very much welcome. And do I want to spend an experience to make another attack? I think right now the answer is no. I think we're fine for now. So with that, we'll go ahead and draw cult cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And we'll see we've got deep ones going to Chognar Foggin's board, Bayaki going to Yog-Sothoth, deep ones to Arwasa. And we've got a Necklace of the Veil that we can discard to discard any gate, but it costs us 2 experience to grab it. I think we will go ahead and grab that. So I'm actually going to reorganize my cards here a little bit. All right, let me grab my dice cup. And I'm going to spend an experience. Let's not spend an experience yet to get a. Let's not spend an experience to get a spirit die. I don't think we need it here. Okay, I think. Yeah, this works actually. We'll come down to Chognar Foggin's board, putting a 5 on the cultist leader and a 4 on the deep ones. We'll get 2 experience that we'll immediately spend to go make an attack on Arwasa's board. Since we've already used the Explorer, we have to make this attack. We have to let me adjust the camera here a little bit. Trying to make that a little bit straighter. There we go. We have to make this attack somewhat blind, but it's not a problem because we've got a 3 and a 4 that we can put on each minion there. So we get 2 experience, and the Bayaki and the deep ones have been defeated. Once again, we blow through outcome check, and we're drawing cards again. One, two, three, four. We've got some big minions coming out here. We've got a Gate to Cthulhu. That's going to make us draw one more card. And that's a major horror going to Cthulhu's board. We've got, yikes, we're starting to get a little bit spread out. We've got a Shoggoth going to Chognar Foggen, one to Yog-Sothoth, and Lampeft up to Arwasa. What do I want to do here? We can discard the Necklace of the Veil to discard any gate. Or we could slay a follower to discard a horror. But I don't think I want to do that here. I think I will discard the Necklace of the Veil to get rid of that Gate to Cthulhu that just came out. And then we'll spend an experience to get a spirit die. We've got some big minions here that I want to try to take out. Ideally, I want to come down and deal with the minions on Yog-Sothoth's board. Actually, there are a few places I want to go. The one place I don't want to go right now is Arwasa. But let's see what we get here first. Let's see. Is that enough to take out everything on Yog-Sothoth's board? I think it is, actually. So we will make our attack on Yog-Sothoth's board. We'll put the 5 on the Bayaki, and then 3, 7, 10. Yep, that is enough to take out the Shoggoth. We'll get the 2 experience, which we'll then use to move up and make an attack on Cthulhu's board. So I can try to deal with that major horror while the coast is basically clear. There's a coin for a spirit die. And let's see what we get here. Okay, that'll work. So we'll put a 5 on the deep ones, and then we'll put 3 dice. That was a 2. We'll put 3 dice on the major horror, so we get a total of 4 experience back from that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because we slayed a major horror, the journalist lets us draw and discard a card, which is the psychiatrist going away. Okay. Outcome check still not a concern. So we have to be over halfway through the deck at this point, but we are drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, we've got a Gate to Arwasa coming out, which necessitates drawing another card. We've got 3 minions going to Cthulhu's board. And we have the soldier coming out for 1. We can spend a coin to discard any minion with a value of 2 or 3. You'd be surprised how many things a Colt 45 will kill. You'd also be surprised how many things it won't. Honestly, no, I wouldn't be surprised about that. But we will spend an experience to grab the soldier. And I've got a lot of stuff here. Okay, does that have to be on once each turn during your combat step? Discard any minion with a minion value 3 or less. Okay. Let's buy a... do I need a spirit die? Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a spirit die. Mostly in case we end up getting a... Well, let's see what happens here. Actually, we can pull Cthulhu down because we don't have to make the choice yet. We are going to use the Explorer. That's totally gross. So we'll re-roll the Spirit Die 1 and the Health Dice 1s because the Priest on both abilities lets me re-roll those. That is not much better at all. Actually, we can probably work with this, though. We are going to go up to Cthulhu's board. I will spend... Let's see, do I have enough to take out the... Let's see, it can only be a 2 or a 3. So, actually, better plan, I think we're going to make the attack on Arwasa's board because I want to get rid of that we should actually have one more. No, I think we drew it already. So we have Xaxes. We do have enough to defeat the Lamp Efts, which will get me 1 experience, plus I'll spend another 2 to get rid of the gate to Arwasa. I'm going to get rid of that thing now. I'll then spend 2 experience for a hurry up, and we'll move over to Cthulhu's board. And I will purchase a spirit die. We'll see if we can take out let's see if we can take everything out there in one shot. That's a much better result, and we can. So we'll put 4s each on the Bayaki and the deep ones, and then we'll put a 6 on the cultist leader. And that will give me 3 experience back for defeating everything there. All right, my buddy comes back. Everything goes to the discard pile. Once again, we blow through outcome check, and we're drawing cards again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've managed to keep the board pretty much under control. Okay, we've got a 10 minion, a Shoggoth going to Arwasa's board, Migo going to Yog-Sothoth, cultist leader going to Cthulhu, and a cursed scroll. We either pay 2 experience or draw 3 cult cards. I think we are going to pay the 2 experience, so we don't have to draw 3 cult cards. Okay. I'm going to roll first to determine where we're going. I've got a couple of big minions out here that I want to try to take out if I can. Well, we can re-roll the spirit die, the health die 1. That's a 4. So I think we'll come down to, I think we'll go up to Arwasa's board, actually. And we'll use all 4 of our dice to take out the Shoggoth for 1 experience. I'll spend the experience I got from that and 1 more to come make an attack on Chognar Foggin's board. And we'll just roll our dice like normal. We do have re-rolls, so I'll just re-roll everything except for the 2, since I know that's not going to cause me a wound. Okay, that's more like it. We'll put the 2 5s on the Shoggoth and defeat that to get 1 experience. Bring my buddy back on the way over to the discard pile with this Shoggoth on Chognar Foggin. Outcome check, once again, not a thing. And we're drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, oh boy. Actually, whoa. Can we buy? I think we can pick everything up here. So we will. Oh no, we can't. What? So what do we not want? Well, we definitely want the Tycoon. Actually, we could pick up everything. We'll grab the Tycoon first. Rich friend, gain 2 experience when you purchase this card. No worries, I'll pay for that. That's 2 experience, which I think will let me grab everything here. So I'll grab the. So for the free experience, essentially for the 2 free experience. Actually, we'll grab the Ritualist for sure. That lets me move any minion with a value of 2 to 4 to any cult board. I will remove this obstacle from your path. So we've got enough ways to go to keep the board under control. And I'll grab the Big Game Hunter as well for 1. 1 coin to discard a minor horror. I long for the days when a charging elephant was all I had to worry about. And then we'll let the Potion of Wisdom go, since I'm getting plenty of experience as it is. Then we'll roll for our attack. Fortunately, we can keep our coins in check for any spirit dice. Okay, we can work with that. We'll go up to Yog-Sothoth's board, use our 2 3s to wipe out the Migo and get 1 experience. All we've got right now is a cultist leader on Cthulhu's board, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'll save for hurry-ups later in the turn. Outcome check is not a thing, so we are drawing again. Let's see what we get here. Ooh. We've got a Cultist Leader going to Yog-Sothoth's board, a pair of Migo going to Chognar Foggen, and a Thief. Black market magic items with a cost of 3 or more cost 1 less from the Thief. I know someone. We are definitely going to grab the Thief, and I need to make another row of stuff here. So followers up there. So followers up here. Items are going to go over here. Wow, we've got quite the posse that we've built up. Let's go ahead and roll our dice for the Explorer. I was going to say, ideally we get a lot of high rolls, or 2 pairs that add up to 6 works as well, because we can come over and make an attack on Chognar Foggen's board, and each pair of dice that totals up to a 6 will be used to take out a Migo, which will give me 2 experience. And I think we're going to try to start accumulating experience, given that the board is mostly clear right now, except for Cultist Leaders, each on Yog-Sothoth and Cthulhu. So I'm not too worried about that right at the moment. We can discard these 2 Migo. We'll blow through outcome check again, and we're drawing 4 cards. Ooh, we've got minions going up to Arwasa's board, then a gate to Arwasa, with another minion going to Chognar Foggen. We do have a 2 there or a 3, so we could use the soldier to get rid of one of them. Let's see what we want to do here, though. So we get to roll for the Explorer. I shouldn't need to buy any spirit dice here, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Plus, I still have the Ritual Dagger if I need to treat a spirit die as something else. Yikes, that's a problem. So we've got a 1 that we can't re-roll. That's on our body die. I'm going to re-roll. Actually, no, I'm not going to re-roll. I'll come over to Chognar Foggen's board. We'll take out those 2 minions. Then I'll spend the 2 experience that I would get to heal. Technically, I would set aside a health die, one of my green dice. But I'm going to spend the 2 experience I got from clearing Chognar Foggen's board, so I don't have to set aside that die. I'll spend another 2 experience, though, to go up and make an attack on Arwasa's board. And here, I think I do want a spirit die. So we'll make this attack on Arwasa's board. Hopefully we get a 3 and a 9 in some combination. Another 1. That's problematic. Well, actually, I think we can just run back the same thing we did earlier. So, except this time we've got an added wrinkle. So we've got the 5. We've got a 5 that we can put on the Bayaki, and a total of 11 that I can put on the Zathagora. So I'll do that. Then I'll spend the 2 experience so I don't have to set aside a green die, and 3 experience to get rid of the gate to Arwasa. All right. We blow through outcome check again, and we're drawing cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cards left in the deck. Let's see what we can do here with it. All right, we've got 2 minions going to Yog-Sothoth, a minion going to Arwasa, and then the Necronomicon, which we can't buy. It's a cost of 4, discard any gate. We have to let that go, but we do get an experience for having to let that go. And then we're rolling dice. We'll bring our buddy back down. Ideally, I want to be able to get enough rolls to defeat everything on Yog-Sothoth's board. Yep, that can come out. Let's see, 556. Actually, that works perfectly. So we will make our attack on Yogg-Sothoth's board. 5, 5, and 6. That'll give me 3 experience back, 3 badly needed experience. Actually, wait a second. I wouldn't have been able to buy that even with the thief anyway, because that would have brought it down only to a 3, and I didn't have any experience at the time. So those are all gone, and I'm not going to worry about making another attack right now. So we'll bring Cthulhu, my buddy, back down. I'll make the coins a little bit more visible. And we're drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we've got a gate coming to Yogg-Sothoth, which will draw me another card. A gate going to Chognar Foggen. And an Amutseba. That's an unspeakable horror going to Cthulhu's board. Let's see. I just want to double check, but I'm pretty sure minions don't matter in terms of trying to win the game. As long as there are 4 or fewer minions. So, let's see. If we do it, if we go work on Cthulhu first. I've got 4 dice in there already. I spend 2 more. I spend 2 experience to get 2 more dice. Assuming I'm able to wipe everything out there, I would get 6 experience. Okay, I gotta think this through. So I make my attack on Cthulhu's board. Well, I don't have to target anything yet, because I'm going to use the Explorer to roll before choosing my target. Uh-oh, that's a 1 on the... Actually, I totally forgot to buy anything, but... So I was gonna buy some spirit dice for this, but... This probably still works. Does it? Well, I derped because I didn't buy the spirit dice that I was going to, but I think we can still work around that problem. At least keep the unspeakable horror in check. So we'll make an attack on Cthulhu's board. We'll spend we'll take out the 2 minor horrors. Then we'll spend the 2 experience that we get, so we don't have to set aside the health die again. Then we'll spend another 2 experience to go make an attack on Chognar Foggen's board. I want to try to close this gate if I can. And this time I'm going to remember to buy 2 more spirit dice, because I've got a lot of big numbers. Actually, I only want 1 spirit die. So we'll pull 1 of these out. And now I'll have to probably discard the Ritual Dagger to treat it as a spirit die of any roll. Or I can just roll it naturally. That works too. So we'll take the 5 and the 2 for a 7 total on the Lamp Efts, then a 5 and a 4 for a 9 on the Lang Spiders. And that'll bring me up to 3 experience. And I'll spend all of that experience to get rid of this gate to Chognar Foggen. All right, my buddy Cthulhu comes back again. Outcome check is not a thing. So now we're drawing 5 cards. We've got the gate to Yogg-Sothoth out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got a major horror going to Arwasa's board. An unspeakable horror going to Arwasa as well. Minion to Arwasa, cultist to Yogg-Sothoth. I believe we also have to make sure we have all the gates. Do we not care, but we might not care about having gates in play in terms of ending the game. Looks like we don't, surprisingly. So actually we should have 1 more experience from destroying gates. I've not been keeping good track of that. Let's see. I will let the Temple of Light go since I don't have the experience for that. That will make me gain, that'll let me gain another coin. Let's see, what to do. Let's go ahead and spend our 2 coins to get 2 more spirit dice, and then I'll roll before determining where I want to attack. Okay, so that's a thing. Let's see, we need a 4 and a 5. I think as long as we have no awake horrors, looks like as long as we have 4 or fewer minion cards on all boards and no awake horrors, we win, and there's only 1 card left. So I think as long as we make sure this major horror on our Wasa's board doesn't wake up, I think we are going to win this game. So we won't make the attack on our Wasa's board. We'll put a 4 on the deep ones, a 3 and a 4 on the cultist leader, and we'll put the 3 2s on the major horror. So that'll give me a total of 5 experience back. 4, 5. All right, so all of that's gone, and the major horror is defeated. And I think we're at a point now where we can skip the option for a hurry up. And then this card shouldn't cause us any problems. It's a deep one's going to Chognar Fog, and so the deck is empty. There are only 2 total minions out right now. We've got 1 minion on Yog-Sothoth and 1 on Chognar Foggin. We have no awake horrors in play, so we actually have won this game. And that will do it for this playthrough of the Cards of Cthulhu. It's a fairly straightforward game. It's hard to get a hold of, though, so do be aware of that. One thing I'll say, though, is it seems like a problem inherent with DVG is that it seems like it's got balance. Is that some of these games seem like they've got balance problems. So it seems like it's a case where if you end up getting everything under control, where basically if things spiral, you're not going to unspiral them, basically. But on the same token, once you get things under control, odds are you're probably not going to have problems. At least that's what I've noticed here. The one game I won, or the one game I lost, things spiraled out of control very quickly. Whereas the 2 games I've won, once I got things under control, I kind of had the feeling where I just wasn't going to ever lose control of that game once I got control of it. So, not sure if balance is a thing that... I'm not sure if the balance is real good with some of these DVG games, but that's it for this playthrough of the Cards of Cthulhu. I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up because we've got a couple things to do yet. First up, I'm going to show off something new I picked up when I was at my local game store probably about a couple hours ago. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is actually a pretty good game, all things considered. Definitely something in my wheelhouse, at least in terms of the theme. But again, once you get control of the game, basically, once you get to a point where you're realizing that once things start swinging in one direction, it seems to be hard to swing them back in the other direction, is what I'm finding here. Where if things spiral out of control, odds are you're not going to pull it back. Whereas on the other side, if you're in control of things, then odds are you're probably going to end up winning the game. So I'm just finishing up a little bit of cleanup here. There we go. Okay. Is that the bottom box I'm putting in? Yes, it is. Okay. Wanted to make sure it was, because I've done that before where I've started putting everything in the lid and then went to close it and it wasn't fitting for anything. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have that problem here. Okay, perfect. We'll get the dice tower out of shot for the time being. Even though I'll be needing that for later tonight's stream, we'll bring Cthulhu out of the way as well, so I can show off something new I grabbed at my local game store earlier this afternoon. So this is another book. This is by a different company that makes more of these combat mats, but it's a set of sci-fi maps is what it is. So I've been looking for a while. Obviously, that's not a sci-fi map. This could be a space of a planet. Where I'm going with this is I've been looking for a while for a good set of sci-fi maps, because I have the cyberpunk mats that I could use for 5 parsecs from home, but the cyberpunk mats work fine, but I just wanted to kind of expand my library and get some more battle and get some more maps. This could be something I might use for a traditional like starship combat. This would be a spaceport. This would actually be beautiful for something like that, but you'd probably need a ship out here. Like a spaceport, different spaceport. Maybe like an entry to a cargo bay or something. We're not going to thumb through every single map, but I am very happy now to have a more traditional set of sci-fi maps that'll open up my options for when I play 5 parsecs from home. Because we will be seeing more of that RPG definitely on the channel. I didn't realize that was still a bit on the crooked side, but I don't think there's much really I can do about it right now. No. I think that's the best we're going to get with that. But last thing we have to do in this stream is we're going to crack today's die in the Advent calendar. If you haven't been around, this is a Kaiju Christmas-themed Advent calendar that we're cracking on the channel. We're getting our 4th die out of it. So let me try to turn this a little bit straight. The 4th is actually up here, so let's go ahead and crack this and see what kind of die we get out of here. So far we've gotten a die in a purple and green set, and then in a white and green set. Let's see what we've got coming out of this one. This one we've got the D12 of the purple and green set, where it looks like the animal symbol or the company symbol, whatever, is the 12. And of course, it goes through just fine through the dice tower. It would be nice if it comes up with something other than a 2. Okay, there we go. So far in the 2 sets that I've gotten the D4 and the D12 of a purple and green set. That's actually, it's not terrible to read, but you got to get your eyes up to it. And then we've got the D percentile in a red and a white and green set. And that will do it for this playthrough of the Cards of Cthulhu by DVG. We still have one more game coming up later tonight on the channel. Later tonight, we will have Game 2 of my replay of the 2017-18 Stanley Cup Finals in Stratomatic Hockey. It'll be the Washington Capitals once again at T-Mobile Arena to play the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas leads that series by a game score of 1-0. Vegas will be looking to take a 2-0 lead in the series, whereas Washington is trying to tie the series at a game apiece. So Game 2 will be later tonight. As for tomorrow, we've got quite a day coming up on the channel. Let me look at my spreadsheet here and see what we've got coming up. I was building a different content schedule because I was originally planning to go get my oil changed tomorrow, but I got the oil change done earlier this morning, so we won't have to worry about that concern, but we will stick with the schedule even as it's been switched. So tomorrow morning, we'll be paying a visit to the Cactus Air Force as we play Mag 23 Guadalcanal by Historic Wings. And then tomorrow afternoon, he'll be heading into space again as we play Astronauts by Indie Boards and Cards. And I was just pushing in the 4 flap to indicate that, yes, that one's all done and I've dealt with that. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.